Anwar Ibrahim, welcome to NewsHour.
Thank you.
Let's go back just a little. Why did the government do so badly in the recent elections, and why did you do so well?
Well, thank you. I mean, despite the fact that the elections are quite fraudulent, and we have established now conclusively, but we perform extremely well. And as I have said, I would reiterate that without the cancellation of indelible ink, we would probably have a simple majority in Parliament. But the government, Barisan Nasional government, did badly because they are perceived to be arrogant, blatantly corrupt, incompetent. And that's clear from the mandate of the people.
As you noted, despite your success, you still need quite a few seats if you are to take power. Why do you think that's possible?
Well, it is possible, firstly, because many of the members of Parliament who had won now realize that the mood and the general support of Malaysians are with the Pakatan Rakyat. Secondly, those in Sabah and Sarawak have never been known to have traditional loyalties to the National Front or UMNO governments. They represent the Sabah sentiment, the tribes, which has been marginalized. And in our program, it's clear that while supporting market economy and growth, we will not ignore the marginalized groups, the poor of all races. And I think this, coupled with the support that we have in Peninsula, not only among the UMNO, but also the other coalition members, Chinese and Indians, then we have. In fact, I have said 2 weeks ago that we have already the numbers. The issue is, when do we move? And I would be prepared to move only when we feel and we know for a fact that we have a comfortable majority.
So you are prepared to be patient, to play a bit of a waiting game, are you?
Yes, but for hopefully not too long, because I think the economy is paramount. It is still dwindling, sluggish compared to the neighbors. Politically still unsettled, and therefore we owe it to the Malaysians and also to improve the economy by moving faster.
You alluded earlier to the negotiations that are needed to win support. To gain power, you'll need to offer money and influence to sway people. That's hardly democratic, is it?
We made it very clear, if any of the prospective members of Parliament have any indication of interest to get funds, then the deal is off. There's no reason why friends from UMNO, knowing UMNO is dwindling, is losing support, will not opt for a reform agenda. There's no reason why Sabahan and Sarawakians, knowing our position on the royalty, petroleum royalty, to concern ourselves over the issue of education, health, and public welfare for the marginalized poor, ignored for the last 4.5 decades. No reason why they should not support us. The mandate given was clear. If they talk about ethics and morality, let me tell them that the whole conduct of the elections was fraudulent, was unethical and immoral in the first place. We would have won. There's no reason for us even to negotiate. So the issue now is the general Malaysian public are convinced that we had the mandate and we want to pursue that. If there's any deal beyond that, we make it clear. We draw the line clearly. No issue of corruption and bribery, which has been the practice of the ruling coalition for now.
What about the other major opposition party, PAS? Can you take power without their support?
Now, the coalition Pakatan Rakyat opposition is Keadilan, the Justice Party, the Islamic Party PAS, and the Democratic Action Party. Now, we have had series of meetings. We have now established a more formidable alliance, and we have spelled out the agenda. No issue of having Malaysia to transform itself to become something else other than a democratic, liberal country with constitutional safeguards and guarantees, freedom of conscience, freedom of expression, rule of law, free market economy and distributive justice. And that has been clear.
PAS has reversed positive discrimination for Malays in the states it now controls. In your view, is that a good idea?
Now, generally, our policy is moving towards a new Malaysian economic agenda. We will not, of course, ignore the importance of the marginalized and the poor, particularly among the Malays, to be protected. But the whole approach has got to be a new approach has got to be introduced, meaning we must cater for all Malaysians. And this is the policy now being adopted by PAS and the DAP in Penang and Keadilan in Selangor.
Do you expect any government of which you would be a part to be more Islamic or less, if I can put it that way?
Well, it is, to me, not a very relevant question. I mean, Islamic in the sense that I pray and don't drink, yes, but I'm no position to compel others to pray or not to drink. And now, it is Islamic in the sense that we will allow conduct of classes in the mosque, but we'll also allow for the mushrooming of churches and temples to go uninterrupted or harassed by the administration, as we observed here in the past. No question of demolition of temples or Hindu temples. That is, in a sense, to my mind, more Islamic, because it's supposed to be more just and fair.
What about the issue of Sharia law? Where do you stand on that question?
We made very clear, Sharia law has been implemented in part in the personal family law issues, and that could stay. Not only that, it has to be improved. Islamic court judges have got to be trained with the criminal procedure code. There must be a room and allowance for people to dispute and complain, including Muslims. But no way we will allow non-Muslims to be adjudicated by the Sharia courts, and the non-Muslims must be allowed and be given the freedom to be adjudicated in the civil court. So Sharia law is only insofar as Muslim family law and some issues that the Muslims are comfortable with, without transgressing into the rest.